assets. So like if I'm gonna add something, it's like add my own things.
Yeah. Oh,
These
yeah.
are
You're
this is I'd rather it be my own assets, not some like random software's assets.
sure.
Beep.
Sure. Well, okay. I already hit the live button. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Cosplay Bites, the show about cosplays, conventions, and all the extra nerdy bits and bytes. I'm very happy to get in a rhythm of recording more episodes as I'm trying to get comfy by moving my freaking chair around. But you all can't see that unless you watch the YouTube video. Um, Today I am joined once again by my lovely friend Mink the Satyr.
Hi.
However, she was the one who actually gave me this idea while I was watching her stream WarioWare, I think last week.
Yeah, it sounds right.
And so if you're not watching the video on YouTube, you will be happy to, or interested to hear that. So I mean, I know what Mink looks like, obviously, but I'm not looking at her IRL form right now. Rather, I'm looking at what they call a VTuber, which
Haha.
is surprisingly catching fire uh, right now in terms of popularity.
Oh
But
yeah, it's exploding.
yeah. But I mean, not just you. I know a lot of other cosplayers and streamers that have gone this route, alternative to using their IRL face in streams. But it's interesting because I think that this is just another um, extension to cosplay. So
Oh, easily.
yeah,
So for people who aren't initiated, should we just kind of talk about what VTube is and what a VTuber is?
yeah. I was actually gonna let you take the floor for a little bit, and
Okay, I
yeah,
can take that one. So VTubing, I think its origin comes from video YouTubing, but it's not exclusive. It's not like a YouTube exclusive thing. It is specifically um, the act of having a character model that matches your own expressions while you do any sort of like performative streaming or whatnot. So right now, we're using StreamYard to live chat. So people who are catching this live are catching this live, and people who are catching the podcast later, obviously, are getting the later version. But anyway, so what's happening right now is I am using a myriad of different programs and things to make it so that when I talk in real life, some software interprets my face movements and some hotkeys and all that kind of exciting stuff and turns it into an animated character. My character model is a 2D model, but a lot of folks also use 3D models. It really just depends on the software that you know are infatuated with at the time.
yeah,
But
yes,
I think right now a lot of people are really excited about some of the professional companies that are putting out VTube content like Hololive. That's kind of like the big one.
okay,
They have a very strong showing for VTubers in both Japan and in America, or just English. Uh,
mm,
I think it started in Japan, and now they have Hololive EN, which is a cast of people who are specifically English speakers. And that company quite literally has they've got a bunch of different performers who have different characters and they do different things. Most of the time, they do gaming. They do just talk streams. Some of them who sing do karaoke streams. Um, I do love when the VTubers have multilingual streams because I've seen a couple where some of my favorite Japanese VTubers will do an English only stream. Will they might be gaming or drawing or whatever, but they have to speak in just English, and that's always a riot to watch because they're just so cute. I'm
oh
looking at you,
man,
Corone.
okay, all
That's one of
right,
my favorite VTubers. I
mm,
think most people in English speaking are probably most familiar with Gura, the little shark girl. She's like probably the most popular VTuber right now.
Okay. Yeah,
Do you watch any VTubers other
no,
than
I'm
me?
not familiar. I'm not.
Uh,
I'm just
Les
aware of.
Chat.
I'm just aware of VTubers that are or cosplayers that are jumping into VTubing. So, if I can top of my head, Vanity Fox has a VTube model that she'll use sometimes in her streams. I
Mm-hmm.
think Severia Cosplay actually just debuted or like released like her like character art that she's gonna
Uh-huh.
start using, like start VTubing like soon. Another female, Blood Raven. I think she has a model that she's doing at the moment. So I mean, I'm still relatively foreign, new to VTubing. Um, so like all the names you listed, I don't know. Okay, like okay, yeah, I
Well,
don't
the
know.
names I listed are exclusively to Hololive, so technically they're like Hololive properties, if that makes sense. But there are a lot of independent VTubers that are either they are, you know, commissioning their stuff and
They're
or
they're
they're
their
doing it
model
themselves. Yeah, yeah.
or rig it themselves as what you did.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, we can kind of dive into that. So in any VTubing situation, you have the artwork part and then the animating slash rigging part. The artwork part is pretty obvious. Some people refer to it as like the asset creation part, and that's
That makes
where
sense.
an artist will model your character. If it's a 3D model, then obviously you're getting a 3D artist. And they're
Yeah.
using something like Blender or Maya or some other third program.
Yeah, sure.
I
Yeah.
don't I
I don't,
I don't do 3D models, so I'm not as familiar with them. If
yeah.
you go to any streamer who's doing like VTubing, a lot of times they'll tell you in their about page what they use because we're all dorks and we share that kind of information.
Yeah, it's helpful, and yeah, you get to nerd out a little bit. Like I use this specific rigging software, and then I used this thing and that thing, and that's how it all came together.
Right, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Um but once you have the illustration or creation of the images done, then you need to actually bother to animate it. So it's not enough to just have like, oh, here's my hand. You have to be able to figure out how to animate that hand. Hello. You know,
Yeah.
it's a weird it's a weird process. It takes a long time and there are a lot of programs that a person uses. Like I used Photoshop to draw my character because duh. But but if you
Okay.
have a 2D character, a lot of us use uh like Live 2D is the program that we use to do the rigging.
Mm-hmm.
And that program is not what I am running my actual like model on, which is weird to be like, "Oh yeah, yeah. So I animated it on this program." And then once the animation was done, I yeeted that right out the window and used an entirely different program for the face capture part of it. Yeah,
Right.
that's a technical term. Face capture part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a for.
You
Well,
sound so interested.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. Um, trying to think of the. Well, I mean, it almost sounds like you just have the tools right from your home to do the kind of stuff that like you would see like in like big movie productions, like doing CGI with the motion capture
Yeah, pretty
and all that.
much.
Yeah.
What's wild is that once upon a time, if you wanted to do all of this like face capture, the live face capture, you would need like special equipment or a special camera or
Yeah.
even a special phone. But nowadays, like most of our phones have such advanced, like most of our smartphones, I should say. Sorry, like crappy Nokias and burner phones. But like most I'm sorry.
I'm not offended. I got an iPhone SE. That's fine.
Yeah, I also have an iPhone. But like I thought I was going to need to get like the top of the line iPhone to do the face capture part. And it's frankly even like any recent, like the last couple of years phone is good enough to do the face capture part.
Oh.
So I thought like, oh, I'm going to have to buy something. I'm going to have to like invest all of this money. And the answer is actually no. Like I'm just using my phone on like a stand and looking at my phone. Hey phone, what's up?
You're actually looking at a phone right now to do
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I'm looking at a phone right now. It's just an empty screen of black because it's been grayed out
Oh,
because I
interesting.
haven't been touching it. My phone is crying to me like, touch me, and I'm like, no.
So
Yeah.
are you on a laptop doing this also, or
Actually,
are
no.
you doing
Yes,
this all?
I could be on a laptop. I choose not to be because
So,
I like myself. Um, the and that's it. That's actually that's the end of my answer. I choose not to be because I like myself. No, I have an elaborate response for that. When I'm streaming, because a I'm using a program that has some measure of processing power required,
right.
and I'm using Streamlabs, which takes all of the processing power to run.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, I decided very quickly in this process that if I was going to do VTubing, that I was going to need to get an actual desktop computer. So this was the impetus. It was doing this VTubing. I'd been wanting a desktop, and then I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's not have money anymore. Let's just say goodbye to any money I ever had and build a completely new computer.
Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, basically, I mean, I I didn't build it. I got my partner to build it, but like, but at the
Sure.
very beginning, um, he was like, "How important is it that everything matches?" And I was like, well, what's the dollar difference? He was like, it could be several $100s different if all the parts like color match. And I was like, well, that's a future Mink problem. I want I want to spend bank. Well, I mean, because on a desktop, you can like swap out parts. It's not a laptop. Like, yes, technically you could swap out parts on a laptop if you felt so inclined, but why? So
You're right. Yeah.
it was very much like, okay, well, I don't care if the fan is a boring black. I don't care. I genuinely, the fans can be whatever boring color. Yes, I will repurpose an old mouse and an old keyboard. Yes, Future Mink wants a color, you know,
Yeah, you can
RGB
swap out parts on
everything.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll get an RGB everything, but that's Future Mink's problem.
Hmm.
Present Mink is still recovering financially from the fact that I bought 2 monitors. And one of them's the fancy curved monitor so that I can see without having to put on glasses like an old person.
Oh, you fancy.
I know. I don't love looking at a computer screen at night for prolonged periods of time because it turns out that it's super bad for you.
Yeah,
Right? I
yeah,
know, shock. And
yeah.
I was like, why do glasses not help? And then I tried the polarized glasses on, this is by the way on my laptop. I tried the polarized and I was like, wow, this still sucks. Why does this suck so bad? And it turns out it's just humans were not supposed to see at night. If we were supposed to see at night, we'd have cool cat eyes, and when we take pictures of our eyeballs at night, they would glow. We don't have that. We don't have cool cat eyes.
No, we
So
don't.
that's just straight up not a choice. So
Thank
I got a
God.
curved lens, or a curved lens. I got a curved monitor, and that has helped so spectacularly. I'm
So
a big
you're
fan.
on it. You're on a desktop, and then I get the phone is somehow hooked up into this thing, so it's capturing your.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make noises. This is gonna be excellent podcasting. Yes, I could do
I'm just trying to
better.
understand. I can get a glimpse of how you do it via streaming,
Yeah.
and I guess it's probably the same thing as how you're doing this video chat with me right now. So
It's
like,
very similar. In many ways, this is actually substantially easier than when I'm streaming because when I'm streaming, I'm usually also playing a game or I'm drawing. So I
yeah,
have to like be responsible for monitoring my chat and
yeah,
doing the primary activity, which is gaming or streaming.
yep,
And while I'm doing all of that, I need to be aware of my character model because if I want to set a reaction, I'm doing things to do that.
mm,
Because my character, generally speaking, unless I alter my expressions, my character is just going to give a neutral smile face. And yeah, my mouth is going to move, and that's fine. And my
right,
eyebrows are going to go up and down, and my eyes are going to blink, and all of that fun stuff. And yes, like I have like casual physics for when I move. I don't know why my physics sometimes spazzes out on me. It's probably just the program being stupid. But like um but like generally speaking, like if I move my head, my hair will sway, the bells
yeah,
in my hair will move, like that kind of stuff. That's
yeah.
just like passive physics. If I want to change my expression while I'm streaming, I actually bought myself a stream deck. I Are you familiar with stream deck?
I am very familiar with Stream Deck. I don't have one.
They're
Fortunately,
fun.
it's because I'm not that I'm not that big of a streamer to qualify or like
What do you mean
to
qualify?
warrant well to not qualified the one wrong word. I don't stream enough to warrant me purchasing one. That's what I'm
Oh,
going
this
for.
was, I mean, I don't know if I streamed enough to warrant one. This was my birthday present to me. Happy
Whee!
birthday. My birthday was in June. It's okay if you didn't get me anything. June, I hear tell, will come again. That wasn't a read to you. That was a read to the audience. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You guys don't have to get me anything. You guys don't have to get me anything. I will get myself things. As evidenced, I got myself a stream deck. Um, yeah, but it was like for me, it
I
was a quality of life thing.
sure okay
Because when I'm in my stream deck, I can change between scenes without having to be in my broadcasting software. So I mentioned I use Streamlabs OBS.
oh that's what you would I
Well,
wonder if
that's
that would
one
be
thing that I could use it for. So, like, if I want to swap between scenes, instead of opening OBS and scrolling through to swap between scenes, one of the things I have is I set up a button. So on Stream Deck, I have a button that's just switch scenes. Or like I have a button that I can push and my theme song will play, which is
okay
very fun. Or
yeah
like for the purposes of VTubing, I have a whole host of buttons I can push that when I push them, they change my expression. So I can have an angry face, or
yeah
I could have like stupid eyes where I get all like spacey and wonky, and it's like what,
right right
what. I even have hotkeys to change my VTube model, which is really only helpful for when I'm like doing costume changes. I will not be
ah
doing that today, even though I have it set up because I have not debuted my costume change yet to my
ooh
public. So
ooh it's a teaser
it would be a teaser, but suffice it to say, I'm going to be showcasing it in October, if that gives you a hint about what kind of costume change I will be doing. it
mm-hmm.
it's a Halloween costume. Well, I mean, it's a Halloween outfit.
I mean
It's
I
not
mean
actually a
I
Halloween
mean
costume. I'm already a Halloween costume. I'm a satyr.
yeah 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 so did the stream deck like plug into anything or
I mean, it's a USB, so yes.
see okay so that's okay well I'm just saying because that's the one downfall of my laptop so I mean
Oh my god, yeah.
I have two Thunderbolt ports. That's it,
What?
and a
Wait,
headphone jack.
wait, wait. You don't have a USB splitter yet? How do you cope?
I mean, I do, but I mean, it's
Okay.
kind of shitty. It was like a USB splitter combined with a headphone stand.
Oh, oh, oh,
I
oh,
could
oh,
try to
oh.
use it again, or just get a
Yeah.
proper one for Christmas
Oh,
or
just
whatever.
give yourself a proper one. You could probably get one from like a tech store for like $10.
Yeah, I can.
Now
Yeah,
nowadays they are very cheap. Like very
yeah.
cheap.
Because
Which
I
is
mean,
great.
I could honestly just get like, because I know they have like the Super Pro Stream Deck with like the dozens
Oh
and
my god,
dozens of
don't
buttons.
yeah, you don't need the Super Pro.
Yeah, no.
I got the medium one because I again, birthday present, treat yourself, yada yada yada.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
you can get like a very very basic one for there not a lot of money.
I'm like looking at it right now quickly.
Yeah, they've got
I'm not ignoring you. I swear. I'm just looking. Yeah, I'm looking at like the giant ones
the
with a
giant
hundred.
one's going to run you several $100s. I mean, only do that if you are really deep into this and you know that that's going to quality of life you several $100s worth, if
Oh
that
no,
makes
no.
sense.
Here, Stream Deck for your yada yada yada.
I'm really a big fan of Stream Deck. I'll be honest. I
I
didn't
mean, I
think I
kind of
was going
liked
to
how it
love it as
looked.
much, but I
Um,
do.
where's the shop now button?
Eh.
Let me look.
I know it's bad, but I very much just got mine from Amazon because I was like, just do my thinking for me.
Right. No, you get it at Best Buy.
Yeah, you can get it at this point. Stream Deck is so like saturated and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
ubiquitous. I'm
I'm looking at it
sure
right
there
now.
are other similar hotkey
So there's Stream
products.
Deck. Yeah, Stream Deck XL,
Yeah,
Stream Deck,
no. Yeah,
Stream Deck Mark II,
I don't think I have that.
Mini. I'm thinking the Mini.
Yes, I was gonna say I couldn't remember the name of it. I have the Stream Deck, which has the 15 buttons, but
15 buttons.
which
So
is
that's
not the
the
mini. That's
you have the quote unquote normal Stream Deck.
yeah. I just have Stream Deck, but I need to qualify that it doesn't have 15 buttons and that's it.
Stream Deck Mini's got 6 buttons. I think for my purposes that would be fine.
Right, but you need to understand it's not just you have 16 buttons, it's that's how many buttons you have to display at a time. So like
Right.
I can create a folder and one of my buttons can be a folder. So like when I scroll through like when I have my base Stream Deck on, I have like it tells me my scenes, it tells me like for streaming, I have the ability to mute my audio, my microphone. I can do text, like I've already input like text commands, but then
Yeah.
I have separate folders for like when I hit a folder, suddenly I get all of my emotes so I can do all my expressions. And that
Right.
gives me that opens up a whole new folder, and that folder has all of the things that I want, and I can just kind of navigate through that. So I don't just have 15 buttons, I have like an infinite number.
I'll have to look into that. That's a Blue Lightning Christmas present to
Eh.
himself.
Yeah, well the mini isn't bad price wise. What is it, like
No, it's not.
75?
It's not. Well,
Is
no,
it
because
even 75?
I exited out of the window. I think it is
Eh.
probably. Well,
Yeah, because
no. So
I think I paid a little over maybe like 150 for
you might
the
have
regular. I think it was on sale. Eh. um
shop now. Stream Deck
maybe
Mini, $80.
oh, wow. I was for someone who was BSing a number, I was close. I
Your
was within
Stream Deck,
$10.
your normal Stream Deck was 150.
Look, I remembered something. I remembered how much money I spent on something when it was a couple months ago.
So, well, all right. Long story short, I got a new laptop recently. It's the MacBook.
Congrats.
Yeah, MacBook Air M1. Well, no, I don't know if I told you the full story because I essentially got this out of a steal. Um, so I had a MacBook Pro
Okay,
2015 model.
very
It
cool.
was getting old to a point where whenever I hit the caps lock button,
Oh,
the
this is
screen would
already going to be bad.
freeze and the
Oh,
keystroke would either not register or get delayed. Fine. I guess they came out with some kind of update for this operating system, and then I also enrolled into the public beta for the new OS that Apple is putting out, and then caps lock key works fine again.
oh, well, that's
However,
good.
one of my friends works at Apple, and he gets a friend discount for 15%
Oh
off.
yeah, the friends and family discount. Gotta
Yeah.
love it.
And then I'm just looking at it, and I go through the trade-in process online, um, just to see how much is this Mac worth for being over 5 years old.
Oh, that's like the Kelly Blue Book. You're just gonna disappoint yourself because the answer is gonna be, oh, it's worth garbage.
$680.
Wow. And what did you spend on it originally? Like $1 billion?
Over a thousand. Over
Wait,
a
wait.
thousand.
Well, hey, it didn't depreciate that bad then.
No, it didn't. So this MacBook
I mean,
Air,
like, you buy a car, like, if I went and bought a car tomorrow, by Sunday, it would be worth, like, I don't know, $20. I could spend $5,000 on a vehicle right now, and, like, in a week, it would be down to, like, $300. I know that's not actually what it is, but that's what it feels like.
no, so I was very shocked. So this MacBook Air plus my friend got me into getting 3 years of Apple Care just to give me
That's
peace of mind.
smart. I mean,
Worked.
it's Apple Care.
He also gets a discount on that. So Apple Care plus this new Mac with his discount, $1,200.
Not bad.
Minus my trading value, I have to pay off $500.
That's not bad at all.
And it was so the guy who was checking my laptop did me a huge favor because at one point I had my tablet in one hand and it slipped and fell and hit the laptop and there was a tiny dent. He saw it and he was like, not that big of a deal. I'll let it slide.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank
But then
God.
he pulled me in closer and was like, if I had recorded that dent in the whole trading process, your laptop would have went from $680 to $170.
Yeah, for sure. Like, again, it's like
And I'm
it's
just
like
like,
the Kelly
thank you,
Blue
God.
Book. It's like a car. I don't think there is an equivalent for like Carfax, but for computers. But like it's basically like a car.
Yeah, so essentially this is the 2020 M1 MacBook Air,
Ooh, fancy.
13 inches, so I'm only going down 2 inches, which isn't, I'm already used to it. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
But like all my design software and like program, they open up in a flash now.
Well, that's great. I mean, I'm feeling
very
that
happy.
same way, but it's not. What's hilarious is it's not because I'm running a different operating system. I'm still a Windows gal, so I'm still running Windows, and I'm running the same Windows that I am running on my laptop. What's different is that I have a processor that can like eat other processors. My
I believe
processor,
it.
my processor was easily the most expensive thing on my computer, like 100.
I
But
believe it.
that was the thing that I prioritized. Like, so rather than prioritizing a graphics card, my graphics card is like okay, but I didn't need to run video games at 1 billion graphics.
How often do you actually
That's the
game?
measure, right?
And
That
plus,
it's
like,
in
how often do you
graphics.
game? How often do you game on your PC? Like,
I mean, I stream gaming once a week, but
but more than that,
the
yeah.
quality of streaming doesn't have to be 1 billion graphics. Like if I'm
Well, I mean, you're also streaming. You're streaming on your Switch, though. That doesn't.
not always.
Yeah.
I stream computer games too. But like
Oh, I probably just haven't.
when I'm yeah, you missed a good one with Outer Wilds. Holy crap, I'm bad at that game.
Oh no, wait! I did see Outer Wilds.
Yeah, it was just me crashing and
you're
making
horrible
noises. I'm
spaceship
so
flying.
good at driving. But that's what the people came to see. They didn't come to see me advance plot and have theories. They came to watch me swear at a computer and like hold my breath and make high-pitched sounds that like break the sound barrier. That's what they came to see.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the people came to see.
Mm-hmm.
That's lies I tell myself. Lies I tell myself. Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, what I was saying is like, or what I want to say is I know I spent a good deal of time talking about like, oh yeah, I bought this or that thing to get into VTubing, but that was just because I knew I was going to jump in like 2 hooves first, you know? Like I didn't want to just casually do it. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to go from streaming once a week as my IRL self to like twice a week, full commitment to this, like really jumping in, which is why I like dropped money on this. You
Yeah,
actually do not need to drop any money. Like, truthfully, you do not need to drop any money to do this, because the software that one could use to do like the face capture, that's free. Like, I got it for free on Steam. Like, I'm technically running Steam right now, which is another reason why I wanted a processor, because now I'm running Steam and this software. And when I'm streaming, I'm also running Streamlabs, which is just like a giant
yeah.
so it's like,
When you got multiple
and
things
sometimes
running at
I'm running
once.
Photoshop, so it's like, okay, that's a lot of things all at once. But
Yeah.
yeah, oh, this would have tanked my laptop. It would have bricked it. It would have bricked my laptop. It would have been adorable watching my laptop like slug a bug try to process. Sometimes my laptop would slug a bug try to process like Photoshop and OBS. So like, I can't even imagine.
God. If you want to talk about Adobe being an absolute nightmare.
Adobe just
the computer at my work.
Good
oh my
stuff.
God. Oh my. The computer at where I work is 10 years old. It's a Mac. And the Adobe software.
Why are you trying? Why are you trying to run Adobe on it then?
I don't know. And I casually let the owner know, like, hey, yeah, I know, like, it's not a priority right now, but maybe in the future you might want to get rid of. You might want to replace, because my computer and another computer, also a Mac, but works better than mine. Our computers are out of date, in that they can't get any more OS updates for new stuff. So that's
when you know you need a new computer. When your old computer can no longer support the OS updates, that's your sign. That was my sign with my phone. That was my sign with my phone. That was my sign with my old laptop. It was like, oh, the punch that the OS packs exceeds the capabilities of my current processing. Time to get new-ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, I really have to impress upon people how inexpensive this whole process can be. Like, with the exception of like whatever program you're using to make your art assets, like, I use Photoshop, which is a monthly subscription, so obviously I'm paying for that. But like, if you're using GIMP, I'm sure it's fine. But like, with the exception of that, if you get the software that I'm using, which is Live 2D, you actually get a 45-day free trial.
Ooh.
Which is, honestly, I made like 3 versions of my VTube model by the time my 45-day sub was up. I was like, oh yeah, I'm all set. And what's great is if you are a student or a teacher, you can get a discount using your .edu email. And when I say a discount, I mean it's literally an 80% discount.
Ooh.
It was supposed to be like a 3-year subscription. Literally, it was like, you can get a 3-year subscription for like several $100s. I paid $80. So I guess I'm in this for the next 3 years.
Okay.
No, but I was just like, well, why not? Like, I know I'm going to be using this more than 45 days, but you don't need to. Like, I know I'm going to be using it more than 45 days, because I know I'm going to be constantly updating my model and creating new assets and doing cool things. But I don't have to. I could have just done 45 days and I'm out. I mean, the other thing is, you don't even have to get that program at all. You can pay people. There are people on Fiverr who would love to just make you a model or do the rigging for you, or both. And then boom, you're all square. There are actually even like preset characters that you can use on some software. Like, the software that I'm using right now to do my my face capture is VTube Studio, and that one comes with a bunch of 2D characters just already loaded. So like, I could be a cat, for example, or like an anime schoolgirl waifu. Yay. So I see a lot of people doing that because it's just a really good, like, low entry, high ceiling sort of program.
Sure.
But then some of the 3D programs are getting so cool that you can like customize your character. So it's kind of like going in and making an avatar in like a really basic like Gaia Online sort of thing. That was a
Oh,
reference. Holy crap.
yeah.
Anyone who
Oh,
knows Gaia Online. But it's very similar. It's very similar. It's like choose your presented gender. Okay, now choose your like skin tone, choose your eye color, choose your hair color, choose your hair type. Okay. Do you want a scar? We could probably get you a scar. So, I mean, there are lots of combinations and options, and there's probably going to be a character that matches your character out there. That's the only drawback. But,
yeah.
like, again, it's like super cheap or free to just do that, and you can get started, and you don't actually have to go through the effort of hiring someone, or if you're an
Yeah.
artist, drawing it yourself, because it is time consuming to do.
If Gaia Online was familiar to you, you may be entitled to financial
Oh
compensation.
my god, shut up. I only dabbled like at the tail end because people were like, but Gaia Online is so fun, and then I tried it and was like, remind me how this isn't just like, you know, a forum but with avatars. This is like, it wants to be Neopets so badly,
No,
but there
well,
are
I
no
could also
pets.
say like EverQuest or Myth and be like, okay, here's your senior citizen card.
Wait. You did not put Mist in that group.
It's
Don't.
old, isn't it?
I mean, it is. I mean, it's from 95, maybe 98. Well, it's in the 90s for sure. But my feeling is that every person should play Mist. That's just like, if you are a gamer, you need to know your history. Every gamer should play like the original Zelda. They should play at least one OG Mario game from like
Okay.
the NES days. And every gamer should play Mist. The end.
Okay.
That's my diatribe. I'm going to get off my soapbox now. Huh?
Okay. Well, in the vein of like getting sweet deals on tech and all that, so I mean, like I'm not using Adobe personally. Like I just stopped because I found a sweet deal.
If it's not worth it, it's not worth it.
It's not
That's a truism.
yeah. Well, so I use design software from a UK company that's essentially I use their equivalent software to Illustrator and InDesign.
Oh, there are so many alternatives.
Yeah. So they had at the start of the pandemic, they had a 3 month free trial.
Ooh, hot dog.
Play it out, and then not only that, all of their apps were half off. And
Ah,
you buy the app, it's yours for keeps, and you get all of their free updates online.
well,
Each of the
that's
apps,
golden.
each of the apps was $50, half off. I essentially got two apps for 50
Not
bucks
bad.
total. Yeah,
Not bad at all.
that
Yeah, I'm
beats.
pretty sure
Yeah,
Adobe moved to their subscription model for two reasons. Like, reason one, because they wanted people to, they wanted to accrue money over longer periods of time. That sort of thing. Like, there's a math problem in there, I'm sure.
sure.
And
Yeah,
then reason number two, of course, being that only like rich people and schools would have like Premiere or Photoshop or Lightroom, and to make sure
yeah.
that like us common folk could afford their
Peasants.
insane prices. Well, because like Photoshop would be like $300 to $600, like depend,
Uh-huh.
right? The only reason why I had Photoshop was because, and this is like so bad. The only reason why I had Photoshop 4, I think,
Oh,
not CS.
okay.
Like, I had an old version
Oh
because
yeah.
I got it because when I was in high school, I was in the tech club because I was super cool in high school.
Oh hell yeah.
And it was sort of like my present for like, oh, since you have been loading all of these since you've been loading Photoshop onto all these like computers that our school uses, here's the administrative copy of Photoshop. Why don't you just burn that onto a disk, and we'll call it a day? And I was like,
Wow.
yeah, okay. So I'd been carrying that same version of Photoshop since I was in high school, like forward with me. And it was not, just to clarify, it was not the most recent version of Photoshop, even when I was in high school. Oh, no, I looked it up. It was Photoshop 7 I had. But still,
Okay.
it was not like a recent version, even when I was in high school. Like, it was already outdated. So, like, I remember I took a college class and they were using, obviously, like the CSs. And I was just like, oh, this is very different from the version I have. Oh, there are so many functions. I don't know any of them. I thought it was a Photoshop master. I don't know anything. There's a button to do this function.
Get me
Holy
off this ride.
Jeebus. Yeah, no, I mean, it would be like, I mean, it was just,
I'm a
there was
foreigner.
Oh God, it was so bad. And I only recently,
God.
like in the last 3 years, in the last 3 years, I only recently like changed over to the Photoshop subscription model and was like, again, oh God, there's so much I know and so much I don't. Did you know there's a button you can press and you can make things symmetrical? Because I've been playing with like the subscription version of Photoshop now for 3 years. Nope, didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's new to me, even though it's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
I feel like an idiot.
Oh my God. Well, okay. So, is there anything else about VTubing you want to talk about, or do you want to like quickly? Because I noticed that you had mentioned like gamers should play Myst, play an original Mario, play an original Zelda. I was like, oh, that could be a nice segue into.
Oh, segue, just do it.
Segue into the Nintendo Direct that happened last night.
I mean, last night at the time of us recording. It happened in September of 2021.
September 23rd.
Timestamp.
Yeah, timestamp 23rd. Yeah. I mean, when I publish this, like tomorrow, people can find it and listen to it.
Yeah, but like I'm assuming that the aliens who hack the radio broadcast 65 million years into the future are gonna want to know what time this aired.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I can't be the only one who thinks like that. I mean, not specifically about aliens, but like that people in the future might be listening to this and want a timestamp to know what we're talking about. Because
on September 23rd, 2021, we all found out that Chris Pratt was going to be Mario, and then the world just went to shit.
So what's your take? Because I'm actually not mad.
Okay.
I'm not mad.
People are mad because Chris Pratt may have like this pro-Trump MAGA political view. That's why the internet hates him.
Yeah, that I'm not happy about.
Fine, whatever.
Yes.
I mean, he played... The only Chris Pratt VO that I am aware of is Onward and the Lego Movie.
I mean, those were great.
Wasn't that bad? No, I loved Onward.
Not bad. He did a great job.
I loved
no
Onward.
One's shaking that Seth Rogen is yet again getting a voice acting role, despite the fact that Seth Rogen only has one voice, and it's the voice of Seth Rogen.
Yeah, that very
no one's shaking
that very rat.
I get it. Chris Pratt is really hot right now because he was America's sweetheart, and then he like went off the deep end and got like really political, but like not a cute kind of political. Like he got kind of like retroactive political that has some like, well, because I mean, unfortunately, being that kind of political has some connotations to it that aren't necessarily cute for nice. Us mythological creatures.
Yeah.
There are people in that party that don't like me.
So, I mean, people were quick to judge, but then I'm just thinking in the back of my head, like, Detective Pikachu happened. Look how that turned out.
Detective Pikachu slapped.
The Sonic movie happened. Look how that turned out. We're getting a sequel.
Slapped.
So I'm like, I will laugh my butt off at the casting announcements, and I will hold my breath.
What I think people need to remember is the original English live-action Mario movie.
It's got to be better than that.
Well, anything is better than that. Do you know how bad that was? Had you watched that movie?
I watched that years ago, and that was new.
This is important. Have you watched the movie? the original Mario Brothers.
A long time ago when I was interested in it, yeah.
Yeah, you watched it a long time ago when your childlike wonder could filter out all of the chaos that you saw on screen.
I think I was a teenager when I saw it.
You probably thought it was awesome because, you know, young me thought it was fantastic. I was like, yeah, Mario, hooray, Luigi. I didn't understand why they suddenly took characters I loved so very much. I mean, I do understand. At the time, there was a cartoon, and the cartoon had the Mario Brothers, and for some reason, they decided to cut in a live action segment where the Mario Brothers were like just like weird, not Italian plumbers. That would make too much sense. They were like weird Italian American plumbers, which is a very, very far cry from being an Italian plumber. Let me tell you, as a lady who grew up in the New York area, has a very different feel. That is a very spicy meatball, if you catch me. Anyway, so they took that and were like, you know what? That was clearly the best part of the Saturday morning cartoon.
The Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
It wasn't. The kids did not come to watch that part of the cartoon. I know. No. I was one of those kids. I wasn't watching for the opening segment, closing segment where the live action Mario made weird advances on the local lady in town. No. I was there for watching the cartoon because the cartoon was magical and great and good. The live action part sucked. But then the movie said, hey, let's take that and turn it up to 11. But let's also have a shoestring budget.
Yeah.
And let's make the Goombas look like nightmares. And for some reason, let's make all of the villains that could have had like really cool rubber suits, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, and just not give them that at all.
No.
Let's just like spit in our fans' eyes.
So
I have feelings about that movie.
Yeah, quick aside before we get back to the casting and the other direct. Side note, Idris Elba as Knuckles is the best. That's just so freaking rad.
Idris Elba, you don't add gold to the secret formula and expect it to be crap. Like everything he touches is good.
Oh my god,
name an Idris Elba project that sucked. You can't, and if you do, you're wrong. And someone's gonna like add in the comments.
He was phenomenal.
A terrible thing he was in, and I'm gonna be like, okay, well, what were you in?
I loved him. He was great in the Suicide Squad. Oh my god, he was a riot.
I'm still living for his performance in Zootopia. So.
I don't think I watched that the full way through.
What?
I didn't. Zootopia, the Disney movie. I didn't watch it the full way through. I think I got bored.
How? How could you get bored? It was a wonderful deep dive about racial tensions.
I'll have to look into it again.
That was a subtext.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of subtext. I will say I was bored for the Godfather reference. That was not thinly veiled at all. I was just like, oh, well, I've seen The Godfather. So this is funny for kids because it looks like absurdist humor. And this is supposed to entertain me as a grown-up because Godfather. But I'm like, all right, this was fun. Now it's done.
Okay, back to the Mario.
I might watch that movie later.
Okay. Back to the Mario movie. Anya Taylor-Joy is Peach. People are saying she was great.
I don't know what she's in. I feel bad about that.
People are saying Queen's Gambit.
I haven't seen that, and I heard that show is phenomenal. So
I've heard the same thing, and so I mean, if it's phenomenal, and she, yeah. I've never watched an episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but Charlie Day as Luigi just makes so much.
I am living for Charlie Day as Luigi.
It makes so much sense out of all the memes I've seen.
You have heard Charlie Day. Because he was also in the Lego movie.
Oh yeah, he was. I think
he was the spaceman.
The what?
He was the guy who wanted to make the spaceship. You know, spaceship.
Oh, that was him. Okay,
yeah,
all right.
That was Charlie Day.
Okay.
He is a ball of energy, but what I extra love about him is he captures the lightning in a bottle of that like downtrodden player 2 kind of situation where it's like
He does.
he's like a wet puppy in the rain. And I don't know how that translates to vocal quality, but that is exactly his vocal performance in everything he does. He's like he's wagging his tail even though it's
Very
raining. And
hyperactive. You got
yeah,
the
but he can play it. He
yeah
can play it on the DL.
yeah.
I love him. I think he's hilarious.
I think he's gonna be great. Jack Black is Bowser.
Oh, easy great.
Oh, he's
I mean,
gonna be
Jack
great.
Black is awesome.
Oh, who doesn't love Jack Black? Come on.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Kyle? I'm kidding. Kyle loves him.
Keegan Michael Key is Toad, and I'm just thinking of Aaron.
You screwed up, Aaron. No, he is.
It's pronounced Aaron. Son of a bitch.
Joe Quillen. I love
Oh
that
my
actually,
god!
well, because I love it because it's a substitute teacher.
Oh yeah.
He's so good in Schmigadoon. I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but oh my god, Schmigadoon is so good. That's Apple Plus. That's why I have only seen 2 episodes because I only get to watch it at my sister's house because I can't afford another streaming platform at this moment.
Him doing bits on like Jimmy Fallon, like I would just go on I was on a binging streak of just watching the True Confessions bit on Jimmy Fallon, and it was Fallon, Keegan Michael Key, and I don't know the girl's name. She's an
Can't help you, I haven't seen it.
SNL member, but I mean he's just hilarious. So I love him to death. Not Tina Fey.
Amy Poehler.
No, she's one of the newer members. SNL cast. Here, I'm gonna look it up.
I don't follow SNL that often because who has cable anymore? I actually do have cable. I just never use it. It's literally cheaper for me to have cable than to take it off of my package, my internet package.
Right.
I've had that conversation so many times with my cable company. I was like, I don't want cable anymore. And they were like, it's actually cheaper for you to have cable. I'm like, fine.
Yeah.
I will remember this the one time.
I'm not going to watch
Cartoon
the video,
Network
but I'll
is
know
premiering
it's
something.
Leslie Jones. That was her.
I love Leslie Jones.
Yeah, the 3 of them they did the True Confession. You got to watch that. That was hilarious. Oh my god.
I mean, again, Leslie Jones is great.
Yeah. And then, so Seth Rogen, Donkey Kong. That's 2 on the nose. That's just.
I don't know how I feel about that because
I don't know either.
Not that I don't think that Seth Rogen will play Donkey Kong anything other than a giant muscle beef head, which is, I think, correct for Donkey Kong.
Right.
I feel strongly about that, but I have a couple of reasons why I'm like, I don't get it. Mostly, I'm not really sure this situation calls for DK in a Mario game. I understand that he's being affiliated now, but like when I think a Mario game, like any of the more recent Mario games, I'm not thinking like, oh yeah, DK. The only time I'm thinking DK is if it's like Mario Tennis, Mario Party,
Mario Kart.
Yeah, like that's it. So I'm just kind of like, why is he here? I feel bad for asking that.
And then
the actual Mario VA is going to be in there somehow, but he's a cameo mystery. Cameo. Yeah. What is that going to mean? He's probably going to be like, here's my prediction. This is Mink predicts there's going to be a moment where we're going to have like an animated version of Mario. Maybe it's in like a cartoon or a commercial in the background. And that's where we're going to get the tribute.
Okay.
That's my prediction. And if I'm right, you have to buy me juice.
I have to buy you juice.
That is the condition of me being correct.
Okay, I've got till next Christmas, and then we'll probably see each other at a con after
Yay!
that. So,
future juice for me, because I'm that confident that I am correct.
Okay. So commercial. Okay.
Yeah, like some sort
that.
of commercial. It's gonna be animated. That's it's gonna be animated. It's gonna be in the background. I'm even gonna venture like this part is not part of like if it doesn't match up, you still owe me juice. This part. I would even predict it's gonna happen during like the either at the very beginning or the tail end of Act 2 when the character is at his lowest point. That's my prediction. Let's see if she's right. I watch a lot of films.
I'm still gonna see it. I mean, like I've seen
Oh,
Sonic.
of course,
Sonic was a blast. Money. Yeah.
They already have my money. I for no other reason than of course I'm gonna see it. Of course I saw Detective Pikachu. Like
yeah.
Butts are gonna be in chairs.
On the game light on the direct. I am very hyped for the Chocobo racing game.
Because I actually didn't pay attention to the gaming part, so I'm hearing about this for the first time. Do go on.
Okay, so they announced essentially a Mario Kart clone, but it's Chocobo GP.
Wait, I have questions.
Yes.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Question? You may ask.
Doesn't Nintendo not own Chocobos?
Well, no, it's Square Enix is making it.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Excuse me, I have a question.
Question, yes.
Doesn't Square Enix just like almost exclusively work with like PlayStation, which is not a Nintendo company?
No, I mean, they're third party.
What do you mean they're third party? I mean, yeah, I guess, but like I don't know. I'm still salty from the Final Fantasy schism, which Chocobos are a part of.
I mean, Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 are on the Switch.
Yeah, but that's because, like, there was money to be made.
Well, Square Enix also made Octopath Traveler.
I guess. Okay,
Bravely
fine.
Default.
Okay, fine.
So, essentially, Chocobo GP, it's a racing game. Characters like Chocobo, Gilgamesh, the White Mage, the Black Mage, all racing on carts. And I'm like, oh, take my money.
Okay.
They showed up Mario Party Superstars. I can't wait for it.
I don't know why we need another way to ruin all of the friendships that the pandemic has destroyed, but I guess here we are.
More info on Metroid Dread, which comes out in 2 weeks.
Which is gonna be sweet.
Are you picking it up?
I'm not gonna pick it up because I am horrible at shooting games.
I'm bad at Metroidvania, so I can't.
So my partner might be picking it up, which is very sad for me because that means that the Switch goes back to being his Switch, which it always was. I have just commandeered it.
Ooh, I'm probably gonna. Ooh, okay. So there were 2 parts that were basically announcement of an announcement. The first, in 2 weeks, Sakurai is gonna have the final Smash Brothers Presents, where he's gonna reveal the character and show it off.
Neat.
40 minutes.
Oh boy.
I have 2 predictions.
Okay.
About 2 characters that I think, because this is the last character in Smash.
Waluigi.
I imagine.
Oh, poor Waluigi.
That wouldn't get me as mad if they included the guy from Fortnite.
I just want Waluigi back.
He's an assist trophy.
Yeah, that's not a trophy. Is not a character. You don't like. I don't know why he got demoted. He was in a game, and then they were like, "Oh, you know what? Let's have less adorable Waluigi and more. You know what? We need more characters from Fire Emblem who look exactly the same and play exactly the same."
So the only 2 characters I could possibly think of that could make a giant break the internet splash are
Kim Kardashian.
I mean, it would.
Okay, now what is it really?
Sora is my preferred pick.
Oh, that would break the internet for sure.
Or Master Chief.
Would that break the internet? No, I think Sora would break it so much harder because remember the Venn diagram of folks who play Kingdom Hearts and folks who play Smash Bros versus the Venn diagram of Smash Bros and was he in Halo?
Yeah, Halo. Master Chief is Halo, yep.
I'm like, what is he in? Exactly. As you can see, I play one of those games. It's Smash Bros. Although, wouldn't it be great if you suddenly discovered, like, wow, Mink has a very avid underground Halo background? Who knew? Like, we knew she was an angel, but have you seen her Halo? Oh my god.
I'm
You
sighing.
love it.
I do love it.
Oh, what's that? The collective
So the
sound of
second-
everyone listening to this podcast sighing at the same time?
Yeah.
I shall drink your sighs.
The second announcement of an announcement, we're getting an Animal Crossing Direct in October.
Yeah, that slaps.
And they showed off the roost. So Brewster's finally going into the game.
After
Took them long
literal
enough.
years of players clamoring for
People
Brewster.
were saying they found his code in the game itself, so it's already there.
I mean, I think they were lying. I don't think Brewster's code was actually in there until recently. I think those folks were just trying to get internet clout or Reddit points or Bitcoin or whatever. Or juice. I don't know.
Oh, you want juice. I know
I
that.
really like juice. I would say flavor? Juice and oh god, yes, apple.
Hell
don't
yeah.
even at me. Apple or die.
New Kirby game.
I heard a rumor that was accidentally leaked.
It was the day of the Direct.
I mean, that being said, I also have the suspicion that there's maybe a plant that was actually supposed to be released how it was, but because it still happened on Direct Day, but what amazing press being like, oops, we didn't mean to release this, whoops-a-doodle, should don't tell. It smells like a stunt.
Yeah. Showed off a bunch of other games that I care not to remember. Not really, because it doesn't interest me as much. Monster Hunter Rise is getting an expansion.
Which is great! Monster Hunter Rise is awesome.
The Castlevania games from the Game Boy Advance are getting a collection into the Switch.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad they're porting that game.
Nintendo Switch Online is getting an expansion, even though it was heavily leaked and rumored.
What kind of expansion?
So there's the base Switch Online that you have.
Yep, I already have that.
You can upgrade.
No, I don't want to pay more money.
You get
$4 is already enough.
You get access to N64 and Sega Genesis.
Well, crap, I'm paying more money.
And if I can just pull up...
Because I have wanted to replay Mario 64 so
that's
that...
Gonna be one of the,
no.
That's going to be one of the launch games.
I demand to know if Wave Race for the N64 is one of the launch games.
Okay, it's not. It's not. It could be down the line.
No, it's Wave Race or nothing. I will not settle for anything less than Wave Race on launch day.
Let me speak.
No, Wave Race.
Launch titles are Mario Kart 64, Ocarina of Time, Star Fox 64, Super Mario 64. I don't know if I already said that. Yoshi's Story, Mario Tennis, Dr. Mario 64, a game called Winback I've never heard of, and Sin and Punishment.
But and no Wave Race?
Coming soon, if I remember correctly from the little slide they showed, Pokemon Snap.
Nice.
Majora's Mask.
Dang.
Paper Mario.
Yes.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Yes! Holy crap! That's worth the price of admission.
F-Zero X.
Who cared?
And I'm probably missing a game.
F-Zero was great.
I'm probably missing a game or two.
Wait, was Pikmin for the N64?
No.
No. Yeah, that was always GameCube. You're right, that was always GameCube. What other amazing games were for the N64? GoldenEye.
It was, but it's not on this list.
I know, of course it's not on there because they don't have the IP for that.
And
so they have to pay someone money.
Well, and so much like the other two, what's the word I'm looking? The other two offerings, they're also going to be selling wireless controllers. So you can get a wireless N64 controller or a wireless Genesis controller for $50.
So here's my query. Are those also going to have Joy-Con drift?
I
Shade.
don't know. I don't know.
I literally, like, I'm looking at my Switch right now. I have a Pro controller because I like me, and my Joy-Cons are just literally. I have them next to my Switch, unplugged, because at this point, even if I turn my Switch on and they're just like on there and on the Switch, and I'm using the Pro controller, it's still Joy-Con drifts.
Oh, jeez.
It's so dumb.
Yeah.
So I'm genuinely hoping that no, Joy-Con drift will no longer be a problem, and I don't have to keep buying Joy-Cons.
I just have 2 pairs of Joy-Cons, and luckily none of them haven't drifted yet. So.
Oh, you're jealous. I'm
Yeah.
so jealous. Mine. I just need to. I need to go to like Target and get some cons. But I really don't. I mean, the Pro controller is all I need. There is very little reason why I would need anything else.
My Pro controller actually stopped working, actually. But
now
mine,
that is a travesty.
But mine. But
I'm so sorry for you.
I think it wasn't an official. It was like a Power A branded one.
Oh,
like
okay.
Pikachu skinned kind of thing.
I mean, technically, with some yellow paint, anything could have a Pikachu skin.
Yeah.
Even you.
Oh yeah, Kirby 64, the Crystal Shard. That's coming soon.
Oh, cool.
And Mario Golf.
I'm weirdly excited about Yoshi's Story.
I loved Yoshi's Story.
Who didn't love Yoshi's Story? That was like a summer of fun.
Weirdo didn't love Yoshi.
It's hard to be depressed while playing Yoshi's Story because it's just like, let's sing happy songs in this lovely little quilt land where everyone has a smiley face,
and then
even the bad guys.
And then go on a hunt trying to get the other colored Yoshi, because I do remember getting the black Yoshi.
and then they sing their stupid little song that gets very annoying between levels if you're just, trying to speed play. Which, why are you speed playing Yoshi's Story? But, hey, whatever. Live your life.
The Switch RPG that was previously known as Project Triangle Strategy.
A very catchy name.
It's called Triangle Strategy now.
An even catchier name.
And it's done by the same people that did Octopath Traveler. People were comparing it to Final Fantasy Tactics.
Okay, so we'll love it. I mean, we all thought Bravely Default was a stupid name, and it is.
I couldn't get into the second one. I tried the demo
and I didn't really into the first one.
I did. The first one and its direct sequel. Bravely Second.
Again, a very stupid name.
Yeah. And then they showed off, from what I can remember, Splatoon 3.
Which all of the Squid people are so happy.
And then they actually announced that, yes, Bayonetta 3 does exist, and after 5 years in development, it's actually coming out next year. That's what they closed. I'm sure
Bayonetta fans are thirsting for more.
Me. I've never played the game, but I'm just like, Mommy.
I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, Bayonetta, please step on me.
And that was pretty much it.
That's the highlights.
It was a great direct, honestly. Despite everything. We're getting the original Knights of the Old Republic.
Like the game? I have
the one that was 20 years old? Yes.
Yeah, I have a friend. This is the weirdest flex, and I'm okay with it. I have a friend who wrote one of the top rated walkthroughs on GameFAQs.
Ooh.
So that's my claim to fame is like, oh yeah, that guy, he's a friend of mine. I don't even like the game. It's fine if you like Star Wars games, then
sure,
it's dope.
I thought it was cool.
I'm
it's just funny.
I'm meh on the genre of gaming, so I'm just like, okay, glad you're having fun. Glad you liked something so much that you wrote a very comprehensive and very well thought out walkthrough that is top rated.
Yeah.
Good on ya.
Yeah, it's just funny that PlayStation 5 is getting a upscaled next gen remaster, and then we get the OG 20-year-old. It's not bad.
Yeah, but at the same time, tell me you're not going to spend your money on games that you already own. It's a masterstroke. Rather than take a financial risk and invest in something that could be good but could also suck, Nintendo's like, oh, I've got a great idea. All the people who were children when these games first came out, and now their versions are either sold or broken. We can make them buy it again and play for nostalgia. And we're all sitting here like, yeah, we will do that again. Are you kidding me? I'm so hyped for playing Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, it just made it's so weird, like how we had the 3D All Stars collection.
Yeah.
And it was a limited release, and then here, boom, here's Mario 64. You want to play it?
I do.
Again?
Yeah, very much so.
Want to go the extra mile and spend $50 and go real nostalgia and use the unowned N64 controller?
I really do. Actually, I don't, because
I'm hesitant because
I don't want it. I know how painful that was to hold.
I need to see how much this expansion pack is going to cost, because it may put my Final Fantasy 14 journey on hold when I get through the free.
But Final Fantasy 14 is so fun and pretty.
Have you played it?
I have backseat gamed it.
Oh.
It's one of the games that Nick plays constantly.
I'm loving it.
We do the fashion shows.
Yeah.
He worked really hard to get the hedgehog companion. But we have the hedgehog companion, and it is so cute. And when you interact with it, it rolls onto its back and it's just like, me. And you're like, oh, buddy, baby.
Just scrolling through the highlight page for the direct. A game called ActRaiser that was on the Super Nintendo getting an upscaled remake.
But not Wave Race.
Not Wave Race, I'm sorry.
Tisk tisk.
It wouldn't shock me if they were gonna get Wave Race on the N64.
I'm totally just razzing on you. Wave Race was not even a meh game. It was like, I remember when the N64 came out, it was one of those like, we're just gonna show off the functionality. If that makes sense. Like, oh my god, it's a 3D world now. And it was like the first decently modeled 3D game, and we were all like, oh my god, this game. And it had a very catchy music number score.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
That's all right. That's okay. So that was the Nintendo Direct.
Good times.
Good times. Anything else about VTubing that you want to dive into?
Dive into? I mean, at this point, it's late enough in the show. It's going to be more like a splash around.
I'm sure. I mean, we could talk about recent cons that have been happening. I mean, I don't think... Oh, no, wait. No, wait. You told me that you were supposed to go to Boston Comic Con, but then stuff happened and you couldn't go.
Yeah, I had to get surgery, so I couldn't go to Boston Fan Expo.
Right.
Which is very sad, because I was all set and primed to be one of the cosplay contest judges. And they wound up running it just fine. They found someone to pinch hit for me, which was very good. I did not anticipate that my surgery date was going to be the day of the first day of the con. And the costume contest was the next day. And I was like, hey, doc, am I going to be okay to go to this convention? And my doctor's like, no, not even a little. You're not doing anything.
No, what are you stupid? No.
Because she was like, well, you know, this is going to be an outpatient procedure, and you know, some people feel comfortable going to work the next day. And I was like, great, can I go to a convention? She was like, God, no. You can't go anywhere where you're going to be walking excessively or like bending and twisting your body. No, you don't get to. You must stay home. And now I was like, I shouldn't have even told her I was going to a convention. I should have told her I was going to work.
I should have lied.
Even though it would have endangered me and my recovery. Should have lied. I am grateful that I stayed in and didn't push myself. I did secretly push myself a little bit, but I was still in pain. So it was a good idea that I was not in pain and assessing other people's labors of love. Let's put it that way. Oh, you're stitching. Yeah, it looks great. I'm in pain. Could you imagine? No. No, that would have been bad. That would have been bad. So I
Yeah.
heard it was a lovely time. Um,
Yeah.
I feel like everything's still pretty squishy when it comes to conventions because we're still in a pandemic and
Yeah.
people are still making bad life choices.
Yeah, I'm hearing people have been testing positive for COVID after Coatlicon East, and it's just like,
Oh no, that's a bad one because Colossicon East is a water park.
yeah,
That's
and
where
apparently they didn't have a
diseases
mask.
love.
They didn't enforce masks or anything like that. So it's like people were just like insert Pikachu shocked face.
Just
No, you got
really?
COVID
You got COVID at
at
a
a water
water
park
park? Yeah,
with
that's
no
exactly.
with no enforcement.
Well, because that's the trouble. That's the trouble is when you're outdoors, you don't have to wear a mask by a lot of these like places standards. But
Oh,
I feel like I don't know if that was true for the water park aspect of it. I have literally seen nothing. But the water park parts are outdoors, so it is possible that
yeah.
people weren't wearing masks. But the problem is when this virus spreads through like your spit, and you're living in a giant spit pond, shit gonna spread,
hmm
which is unfortunate. I mean, I was really
People,
hoping
people have
that
gotten it through Dragon Con, which happened a couple weeks back.
that wouldn't happen either because obviously I want these cons to be safe and successful. That
Yeah.
is what I want because if they're safe and successful, then we can have more of them. But if they are not safe and not successful, then we are not
No.
going to have them for very much longer.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
I'm very curious as to how New York will play out.
Yeah, you're
All
still going, right?
no,
Oh, wait, I thought
my
you
family
were.
down there hates me, so I can't go
I
because I
thought
don't
you were going. I thought you had a press badge.
for PAX East.
Oh, it was for PAX. Okay, I misunderstood.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't get tickets, so
I didn't get ticket because of my sole reason of going, which would cheapen the cost. Yeah, no, my family hates me
oh yeah,
down
my
there,
family
so
lives in New York, but I don't stay with them when I go to New York Comic Con.
I
I
do.
stay in a
I
hotel. I stay walking distance from the convention because as much as I love my family and free lodging, my family, bless their souls, they the folks who live in the city, they're making enough bank that they can live on like the upper. I can't remember if one of them's on the east side or the west side. So I'm going to say the upper sides of Manhattan, which is
mm.
a far cry from the Javits Center. So it would basically be me putting on an elaborate costume and then hopping in a taxi and then waiting. And
Oh
I
yeah,
like,
no,
yeah, that's a hard no for me, dog.
my family out there lives on Long Island, so I would have to take the
Oh my
train.
God, that's not worth it.
The train
Holy
went out.
moly.
I think it was like a 1 hour train ride. I think.
Yeah, because it's Long Island. People who live in Long Island don't want to be in Long Island. They know how far away they are.
So
They know what they got themselves into.
yeah.
Although I did hear that they are making a road. Ooh, fruit snacks. Sorry, Nick got home and got me fruit snacks. They're making a road that will cut through having to drive through the city as your only way to get
Oh,
to Long
interesting.
Island. I know that's a game changer. I might actually visit Long Island if I don't have to go all the way through Manhattan just to get there.
Yeah.
God, Long Island.
I've heard Castucon has a mask mandate now, or is
Now
requiring
I thought it was
vaccines.
always going to be there.
I think maybe it always was. I was just hearing about it recently.
The only thing I have for Casucon is a hotel, and that has a very liberal and judicious cancellation policy. There is a firm chance that your girl's going to cancel because our COVID numbers are already up, and it's September. I can't imagine
Yeah.
February is going to feel very fresh.
As much as I'd love to see, like, because I mean, like, I think we both have a lot of cosplay from all over the country that seemingly just goes to Castucon because it's
Right.
Castucon. And as much as I
And the
want to see
phone,
them,
right. Go on.
as and yeah, as much as I want to see them, I'm like, I gotta get my finances in order somewhat. Not go crazy. I want to travel more next year to visit friends and whatnot,
Yeah.
but PAX East is just a better opportunity for me because A, I'm
Well,
going
it's
for
closer.
free. It's closer. It's just a train ride down there.
You don't have to drive 8 hours or take a plane.
I took a overnight train ride. The
Wow.
two
To
times I
Katsu?
went, I took an overnight train ride to Alexandria, Virginia.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. I don't love Katsu that not much. No, but I can't take that much time off of work when I go to Katsu. So
Oh,
I can't even take that Friday off. So I go Friday night and I have to take a plane because otherwise I would miss all of Katsu trying to get to there.
yeah.
But like, things like, do I feel comfortable traveling on a plane in February? Who the heck knows what that's going to feel like? So
Mm,
I think a lot of us cosplayers and convention goers are kind of balancing those things out. And I know
yeah.
people like me were looking at places like Dragon Con and saying like, please be successful, please be successful, please be successful, please don't have a major outbreak. And then we hear tell that there are outbreaks and we're like, well, shit, what did I
Yeah.
think was going to happen?
I mean, I didn't look into the only thing I knew that New York was doing was that they were actually limiting how many are going to fill up the Javits Center.
No kidding. They sold out of Saturday passes in record time. It was 4 minutes.
I thought they still had tickets. It was a long time before they still had tickets for probably for other days.
Saturday and Friday were sold out very quickly.
Okay.
Because when
Huh.
I got in the queue, by the time I got out of the queue, they had Thursday and Sunday.
By the time you got out. Huh.
So like by the time I was in the purchasing, and I like went to purchase right away, post haste, and
Yeah.
they were out. Um,
Huh.
Now, I think since then they've had some resale tickets and stuff, and maybe you've been like people might be able to snag a something, but it's still,
Yeah.
suffice it to say, New York Comic Con is just habitual about their Saturday and Friday passes selling out within mere seconds.
Yeah.
So when they put a limitation on how many attendees they were going to have, that really cut things. And you know that there are still scalpers who 100% bought the tickets well knowing that it was going to be a limited access show.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I can almost guarantee that on the actual day of New York, which I think is coming up, it's early
It is.
October.
Yeah. Yeah. Early October.
All right, on the actual day of Comic Con, you bet your butt there's going to be 1,000 people on the street being like, $50 for a ticket. Want to get in on Saturday?
Yeah. Oh, that brings back memories.
All that hawking.
Yeah. I mean, even at this, I feel like PAX East should be a lot.
Don't jinx it.
Okay. I won't. I won't take. All I'll say is that before this thing kicked into high gear, PAX East the year all hell broke loose was very good at keeping things sanitized.
Well, I mean, they literally had people on the escalators. Like their job was to just have clean wipes
Yep.
to wipe down the handrail of the escalator.
Yep.
So that was good. But I mean,
Yeah.
it was also still before exposure was as ubiquitous as it was.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as like there weren't as many cases in the US when PAX East 2020 happened.
Yep.
So I think that probably also contributed to it. But I am under the impression that the folks at PAX East and the folks at any of the PAX conventions are just hypersensitive to that sort of thing.
They are.
They're taking it very seriously, which I appreciate.
Which is very good. Thank you.
Well, I mean, weirdly enough, we are living in an age where prior to the pandemic, we had a convention explosion where we were getting a lot more and more of these local conventions, just like cropping up and being great. Unfortunately, the pandemic has wiped out the budget of these small cons. Mm-hmm. So now I think post-pandemic, what we're probably going to see is a lot of the survival of the big cons, a lot of the small local cons, like the mainstays that have been around for like maybe a couple of years to a decade, I think we're going to see those start to close down or retire. And we might see like after a forest fire, you might see new saplings start to rise up out of the ashes. So we might see some like random new cons come and fill their place.
Yeah, I think Rhode Island Comic Con is still happening. I think.
To my knowledge, it's still happening. They're still announcing guests.
Yeah, I'm not going.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's in early November, and again, I'm just every convention from here on out is a game time decision based on what the numbers are looking like, and it just feels hard to say. It makes really hard to commit.
I am like, besides that month, I already have I'm gonna be careful. I have a big event to go to that hasn't been rescheduled again because they already rescheduled. But I'm going to I think you're going to it too, aren't you?
You're talking about the Final Fantasy concert.
Final Fantasy Remake concert, yeah.
Yeah, that's November 12th.
I got that day off from work because I'm not missing that.
Oh, see, for me, it's like 20 minutes down the road, so I don't have to take off from work. I can just go. This is what I get for living so close to Boston.
I mean, it's not. I mean, again,
like I work like an hour away from where I live, so this is the penalty.
Oh.
The penalty is my day-to-day is spent driving.
Yeah, well, I'd love to try to make a day out of it with you, because I mean, like, the concert's at 3.
Oh, it's at 3? Is it really at 3?
3 p.m.
Shit. I might have to take off of work. If it's on a weekday. I haven't looked.
I can check my email quick.
I haven't checked. It's not essential. Not essential. I'll check it later. That's Future Mink's problem.
Oh, God. Sad face. Oh, I just got bad news.
What?
One of my pre-orders of a Kingdom Hearts themed item got delayed again.
Oh, well, that's disappointing news, but it's not bad news. Bad news is like my cat died.
Oh, okay. Well.
My cat did not die. I don't have a cat, but I'm just saying, relatively speaking, that I was expecting like devastating news when you gasped like that. I was like, oh, that's just disappointing news.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's okay to be disappointed, though. I validate your disappointment.
It was a Kingdom Hearts 2 Riku Nendoroid. It got delayed again. Dang it.
I hate delays.
Wait. Oh no, the original ticket was 3 p.m. January 31st.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think the change date is. Again, Future Mink can look that up. It's not critical.
Yeah. But yep, that's pretty much my big event for November. And I mean, my friend gave me a bunch of N95 masks to take with me just in case. So I'm well prepared for that. But anything else you want to talk about, or we could start wrapping this up.
Let's start wrapping. We've been going a while.
And I'm happy about that.
But your girl is hungry. She wants to eat some food.
I know. But I hope
you had dinner. I have not.
Yeah.
Careful, or I might eat you.
Oh no. Well, I hope you had fun regardless.
I did.
Good.
But now I'm hangry.
She's hangry, so we gotta let the satyr eat her noms.
Nom.
If they want to find you and witness your VTubing, well, I think Twitch is the main platform.
Twitch is definitely the main place to check out my VTubing. I'm doing streaming twitch.com/Mink the Satyr, all one word.
Yeah.
I also have a YouTube channel where I occasionally remember to put some of the adorable clips from my stream. But that's really more of an amuse-bouche for the real event. You can always watch any of my VODs on Twitch to see, like, what does my show look like? But the best, genuinely the best thing to do is to just join me for streaming. I stream on Monday nights and on Thursday nights at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. So you can do the calculations based on whatever your time zone is.
And you're currently going through WarioWare's story mode.
I mean, I hop from game to game like the attention deficit little satyr I am.
Oh yeah, I
So
do that too. On some days, I
it's
do a
right.
variety stream.
It's
Yeah.
whatever I'm in the mood for that day. That's why my schedule is always like chaotic because I'm just like, well, on Thursday I know I'm drawing, but on Monday I'm gaming, and who the heck knows what game I'm gonna play? It really the last time I was playing, I played WarioWare and Pokemon, the new Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
But like, I've also been known to play like the KFC dating sim. So, which I still need to go back to. I need to get
Colonel Sanders.
Oh my god, Colonel Sanders san. Or senpai. It's senpai. Colonel Sanders senpai. He's
Oh my god.
Sanders senpai. He is McDreamy, which is hilarious to call him because he's Colonel Sanders, not McDonald.
Yeah.
I'm so funny.
Yeah. So
But yes,
Twitch streams.
Delight regardless. Don't come to my stream because you're expecting expert gaming. Come to my stream because you're expecting expert entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Can
pitch.
confirm. And you're pretty much Mink the Satyr everywhere else.
Yep. If you want to follow my cosplay adventures, you can go to literally anything: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Patreon, whatever. It's all Mink the Satyr. I'm not very good at deviating from my brand.
As am I. It's Blue Lightning Cost everywhere on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch.
But people need to remember that you don't spell the word blue correctly. You leave off the E.
Yeah, it's always been like that.
I know, but like
I know. BLU Lightning and then COS. In my streams, I'm diving into Deltarune.
Nice.
And I'm enjoying it so far. So I was happy to see that the second chapter just got added to Switch.
Yatta.
That was also announced during the direct. So yeah. So I stream mostly on the weekends. Everywhere else, same username. Mink, I adore you. Thank you so much for being on the show.
I adore you too.
You're a wonderful friend.
Me.
What?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And hope you guys enjoyed watching this. And we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.